Okay, started?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. The media. It's basically everywhere in the modern day. We cannot escape it no matter how hard we try. If you... Yeah. I see all these news sources right here. We cannot escape these. Have you ever heard the song American Idiot by Green Day? There is this one lyric that goes, "One nation controlled by the media," at some point near the end of the song. We're basically living in those lyrics. So, what's on there? What's on... Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at those headlines, shall we? Oh. Yeah, that's not good. Why is everything today just so negative? Well, actually, it's not just today. It was yesterday, and the day before that, and chances are it'll also be tomorrow, and the day after that. What is it? Is it Armageddon? Is it the end of the world? Well, no. The media is just being... I'm just being dramatic. Just like the media is. The media is being way too dramatic about this. I've realized this because one day I've noticed, hey, the media is really negative, and it started to have an impact on my personality because all I could think about at that time was how much the government sucked. And I also started to get into anarcho-punk at that time. So, but why is the media just this dang darn negative? I decided to do some digging, and I found some news articles that are about the fact that the media are very negative. And they all mentioned this one thing called negativity bias. So what is negativity bias? It's a natural human tendency where people focus on more negative information than positive information. As you can see by this guy absolutely freaking out about this negative sign. We've evolved with this. So once we were all cavemen, we all used the negativity bias as a survival tactic, as if, for example, if there was a predator in the area, it informed us that we had to get the living heck out of there, or else we will all get eaten. And now we have managed to keep this, and now we still focus on more negative information rather than positive information. And the media knows this, and so they use it as some sort of a business tactic. You see, here's a person right here. And here's a negative headline. This guy is attracted to the negative headline, clicks on it, and goes to the news website. And you know how news outlets make money from their websites? They show ads to people. The company pays these companies to show the ads to the people, and so that's how they make money from negativity bias, that they use this to pull more people in and show this to them, and the people who make this give them this. However, there is something else that's going on, specifically with this part right there, in looking at this. If exposed to too much negative news, then it could lead to a lot of stress hormones. These hormones can cause a lot of things, such as symptoms of anxiety and depression, as well as a worsened sense of view, such as what's happened with me recently. For example, the reason why I came up with this whole thing is because of all the politics in this class, and mainly because of the media and how it portrayed those politics. Which leads me to my research question: what is the amount of news we should consume in order to avoid the negative effects of the media's negativity bias? Well, I have two solutions here. The first solution, and probably the one that I've come across the most, is introduce more positive news. Here we have some positive headlines from this one place called Good News Network, in which, as the name suggests, exclusively presents some good news. Looking at more good news can give you a sense of hope and relief, and brighten your view of the world. But if the news really is just too much for you, then there's another solution that kind of also leads into the other solution, and that is cutting off the news altogether for a little bit, for at least a little bit. You see, if you get rid of the news for just a little bit, it'll help you clear your mind of all the negativity so you can focus on a bunch of other things such as improving your view of the world. And one source I found, after the guy completed his news fasting, actually ended up becoming a little more picky with his news, selecting more positive headlines as well as negative headlines, which of course kind of leads back into the first solution. And so hopefully if we all decide to focus on more positive news, then the media and the news outlets could realize, hey, maybe we don't all just want to look at negative headlines. Maybe they want to look at positive headlines, and so they'll start putting more positive headlines instead of all that negative stuff. And that would be good news. Thank you.